Hi there. Welcome to the Manifesting course. I am your host, Dr.Onalee. And after years and years in studying manifestation, working with some of the greatest manifestors on this planet, I have come and put together some of the principles and some of the tips, the tools, the tricks that have worked for me when studying about law of attraction and all of these other manifesting rituals and things that a lot of these teachers and courses and whatnot were doing, wondering why does it not work for me? I decided I'm going to go on my own journey and I am going to share with you my experience. And my work is around coming home to yourself. It's the name of my podcast. I am very big on you finding what works for you. I'm big on helping you step into your authenticity. Somebody might love playing the guitar, and that is what you're going to tell them to do to cheer them up. But if you tell me to play the guitar, that is going to make me feel more frustrated, more of a loser, more of a failure. So when we blindly follow guidance of what works for people, that oftentimes is where we are missing the mark and wondering why it doesn't work for me. Just like a 5 a.m. morning routine might be the answer for some people. There's a book written about it, right? But for some people, it's the opposite of the way they want to feel. Some people want to feel the freedom of sleeping in, not needing an alarm, being able to just take their time in the morning. And that's what works for them. If they're just blindly following somebody that says, wake up at 5 a.m. and grind, and this is what I do, and that's what you got to do, it's not going to work. They're eventually going to stop doing it. Then they're going to feel like a failure. And then it's going to be this spiral. I want to help you avoid that spiral. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to come home to yourself and figure out what is working best for you. What do you really desire? What do you want? Do you want more peace? Do you want more freedom? Do you want more love? You can start to create these feelings for free. I had to learn this on my money relationship journey. For years and years, no matter how much my rent was, I could not, for the life of me, pay my rent on time. I could pay mentors thousands of dollars. I could pay my car. I could pay the power bill, never miss a power bill. But when it came to rent, whether it was $400 or $2,800 a month, I would struggle. And I finally realized, okay, there is something to this. Why, for the love of God, can I not freaking pay my rent? Like, it is so freaking hard for me. I don't know why I keep creating this pattern. And that's a key word here, is creating this pattern. I was creating this pattern. And to me, it wasn't some crazy big reason and realization. One of that is the thing that I valued the most and the thing I feared the most, for some reason, would live on the edge with it. But it also was just such a narrative and such a story. Just like if you have the narrative and story, no matter what I do, I can't lose weight. No matter what I do, I can't find my person. It then would take a miracle for you to lose weight. It would take a miracle for you to find your person. For me, it was going to take a miracle, it felt like, to pay my freaking rent on time. And that's what a lot of this module is about. I had a lot of a charge around it. There was a lot of energy around it, a lot of guilt, a lot of embarrassment, a lot of regret, a lot of feeling like, why can't I do this simple thing? So there was a story behind it. There was pressure. The way I want to help you look at your manifestations, especially the ones you've been struggling with for a while, is to make them as neutral as buying socks. I remember I was listening to one of my mentors actually, and she's really helped me. One of my mentors was, we were on a group coaching call, and I told her this was back when I wanted to hit a $10,000 month. More than anything, for 2 years, I wanted to hit a $10,000 month, and I could not get above 7,600. It would be like 7,000, 7,600, 7,200, 7,600. And I told her, I'm like, I am capped at 7,600, which is an amazing number to make a month. But I had this goal, this dream to make $10,000 a month. And especially back when I started in the coaching business, because I'm an OG coach, I'm going on my 8th year of business now. Back during then, that was like the thing. It might still kind of be the thing, but back then, like, that was the thing, like making $10,000 a month. And I would see my friend pop off, and my friend just starts her business, and in 6 months she hits it. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I know that I'm skilled. I know that I help so many people. Why can't I do this? And so my mentor had told me, you need to aim higher. You need to aim for a number you don't have so much energy towards. You need to aim for 15,000. And I was like, what? That makes no sense. If I'm at 7,000 and I want to make 10,000, I'm going to aim for 15,000. And you know what happened the next month? I never hit a $10,000 month. I hit 13,000. And then the next month, 12,000. The next month, 14,000. The next month, $16,000. Actually, as this is coming up, this is cool because if you know Jesse, I don't know his last name, I don't want to butcher it, but he's married to Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. I was on Facebook, I follow him on Facebook, and I saw there was this thing that they took leaders to, and don't quote me on the details. I'm going to give you the gist of the story here. They they were saying that they had to jump and grab a bar, and all of these multi-million billion dollar CEOs, none of them did it except for Sarah. And they asked, like, how did you do it? What did you do? And she said, I didn't aim for the bar. I aimed higher than the bar. I landed on the bar. She noticed that. So the point here is aim higher, and then when you land there, that's still freaking amazing, but you aimed higher. And so there was a principle behind that. And so with manifesting too, I like to really listen to Neville Goddard. I think he is brilliant. He's an OG manifesting teacher. And he really talks about living in the end desire and making it so neutral and taking all the excitement away. Another example I will have for you is I bought my dream Chanel bag a few years ago. I put it on my vision board, and that same year I bought it, a cute little pink Chanel bag. When I was growing up, when I was little, I came out of the womb liking nice things. Let me just tell you, my parents aren't like that. I was born that way. I loved Tiffany's. I loved Burberry. I loved Chanel. I still do. I love Louis Vuitton. Like I've always just have. It's just ingrained within me, maybe from a past life. I don't know. I think I was from Paris, but that would make sense, right? Paris, how much I love luxury and Chanel and macaroons. It's just so beautiful. Anyways, Chanel. It was my dream bag since probably third grade, fifth grade. I don't know. Since I was little, I just always dreamed when I'm older, I'll get a Chanel bag. And so I finally was intentional about manifesting this thing. And let me just tell you, when I got the bag, it was amazing, right? It was beautiful. I didn't expect I was going to buy it that day. A huge payment came in while I was shopping at the mall, went to the Chanel store, wasn't going to buy anything, but then the woman at the last minute opened the side drawer and pulled out the bag, and I just felt it in my heart. It was the same way I felt when I manifested my dream BMW car when I test drove it after getting rejected from one a little bit before that, but I felt it in my heart. My heart just told me, and it was the perfect pricing too, and I bought it. And so I'm proving points within this. I'm not here to say like, oh my God, I got a Chanel bag, because I actually have many lessons around this where I'll go into it. The first thing though is that it's probably about a 15-minute experience, right? From walking into the store. I have an itch here. Getting a little sidetracked. Do you see a little fuzzy? I don't know. I feel like I always like you to just think like you and I are just in my home here and we're having a conversation. Keep it fun, keep it light. This was a 15-minute experience from the time I walked into the store, browsed around, picked the bag, went to the register, used my card, and they wrapped it up beautifully, and I took a picture with it and posted it. 15 minutes of my life, excitement, fun, bliss. A month later, I was in my parents' home and I'm carrying my Chanel bag, and I looked down and I'm like, the excitement wore off. This was a dream, and now it just is. It's neutral. And I looked down and I was like, this is just a bag. And I'm not diminishing that. I wasn't saying like I wish I didn't buy it or anything like that, but it really just taught me something. Like the part that I really was desiring was the ability to be able to buy it. Yes, it's beautiful when I would wear it, but it was more about that excitement of 15 minutes rather than the actual experience of it. And I started to look at non-designer things differently, actually. You would be surprised. Even right now, like these earrings are from Old Navy. This sweater is from Old Navy. My whole freaking outfit is Old Navy except for my Skims bra, Victoria's Secret panties, just to let you know. But I started to, after that experience, I had ended up having a manic episode. I had a complete psychological breakdown, and it actually was what led me to getting sober. And when I got sober, my view on life changed, and what was important changed to me as well. And living with my parents, because I had to get rid of my Miami apartment and all the material things that I had accumulated, And it taught me that less is more. And the other things are great. I don't knock a Chanel bag. I don't knock Louis Vuitton. You might see me still rocking that, whatnot. But I also learned the other things are fine and normal too. Like I started to shop at Ross and I used to be so judgmental of that. TJ Maxx, Marshalls to this day, like I prefer to go to Marshalls. Why? Because it feels good when you check out. The clothes are beautiful. They pick the best things now. And then I leave the store feeling really good. And then I don't care if I get a stain on it. I don't lose my cool if I only wear it once or twice, and that's it. There's something about that energy that I like as well. And here's a point I want to make is that it's the energy of abundance. It's the energy of something new. You can create that without it needing to be these super high priced things. But again, I don't want you to hear this and get me wrong. I'm not saying don't buy that Louis Vuitton bag you've always been dreaming of. But it's usually just the desire to even be able to buy it and the initial excitement of it that is mainly what we really want, because then it just becomes. So I also in high school I saved up all my graduation money and I paid in cash $787. I have a weird good memory with numbers and I remember that. I went to go pay cash. They told me I needed to get a gift card for it. And I remember purchasing the Louis Vuitton, the bigger Neverfull. Back then, too, it was a very popular bag. You'll sometimes see it, women at the airport. And every time I loved that bag. I carried that bag for a decade, a long time. Like I wore that bag completely out. But eventually it was just my bag that I have. I would wear it in chiropractic school. I would wear it to work. I would wear it when traveling. I wore this bag all the live long day. It just became the bag that I wear. It wasn't so special anymore. It wasn't something I was so careful about anymore. It just became. And that's the principle of this video. The things that you're wanting are eventually going to just be. You want to manifest your husband. What would it feel like 3 years into marriage? What would you be thinking about? What would you be desiring then? You already were engaged. You're well married. What would that then be like? Children. You're celebrating their seventh birthday party. You're wanting to have children. Think of their kindergarten graduation. We want to take it so many steps ahead where it's just neutral. It just is. But this is what I think trips us up because we actually, as humans, love the thrill. We love the adrenaline rush. As an alcoholic, I loved the first sip of wine, but then it always led to destruction and pain and chaos. But my brain was so addicted to those kind of feelings. This is why a lot of the point I wanted to make from a few minutes ago was that a lot of people who are really wealthy or celebrities and they'll say money can't buy happiness and I had everything in the world and I was still miserable. Because what a lot of us do is we get that thing. We have the 15 minutes of the excitement in the Chanel store, in the Louis Vuitton store when the girl says yes to dating you, but then it fades. And then we're on to the next shiny thing. So we want to start to get a better relationship with neutrality. The socks thing I was bringing up with that mentor as well. She had created a visualization of more than enough. She wanted to help people get into the energy, the frequency, and maybe I wonder if I still have that because I want to go revisit that as I'm talking about this. Because at the time, she was like, think of something you have more than enough of. And at the time, I had no food in my pantry, no food in my fridge, definitely no money. I would always be in the negatives chronically. I didn't have like any clothes in my closet. I like gave all my clothes away and I was like, the only thing, I didn't even have pens. Like I would have like one pen and I'd always be looking for it. The only thing I had was socks. I had so many freaking pairs of socks that I had no scarcity, no lack of. It's funny now saying it, but it's so true. Like that was all I could think about. I think most people would be like, I have plenty of food in the fridge. I have plenty of food in my freezer. And I'm like, I didn't even have those things. I had plenty of freaking socks and I used that energy to create an abundance of more things. So here on the other side of manifesting a lot of the physical material things that I've wanted, I'm here to share the final piece with you is that nowadays my prayers more look like praying for peace, praying for other people, feeling contentment, feeling fulfilled, feeling satisfied. It's not this striving, forcing, pushing kind of energy, which was how I used to manifest. It's more about the way that I want to feel. It's more about beautiful relationships. The physical material things are a bonus. They are a plus. These are just my opinions of what I want to share on my journey for inspiration for you or to empower you. But the main thing here is that this is your information to help you discover how you manifest. One big thing that I do that always works for me is that I visualize even the simple basic things, such as I will visualize myself taking groceries out of a bag, taking the can, putting it in my pantry. I might picture myself opening up the can and pouring it into the pan and making my bison chili and then serving it. I will mentally rehearse this. I think our mind does really well with movies and actually seeing yourself doing it. I will do something as simple as neutral as that. And then I might go to bigger things, say like a perfume that I love. I just got this Le Labo perfume that I absolutely love. And I first was just picturing it, visualizing it. And then today when I bought it, it was neutral. It wasn't incredibly exciting. It wasn't like, oh my God, it's happening. It's neutral. And that's the part I think as humans we really resist is like we stay stuck in the, oh my God, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. Da, da, da. It's like this heightened energy, but that's the energy that comes with a crash and comes with a burn and isn't sustainable. So it might seem like, oh, well, that's not exciting to buy this beautiful perfume, but to me, I needed to create my manifestation as just natural, as just neutral. It just is. I am a wealthy woman. I can buy things like that. And there will always be next levels. I have plenty of next levels to go to. This is just where I'm at, but I'm in an energy of that's natural. That's neutral. I don't take it for granted. I value it. I have gratitude for it. This is a final piece too. I keep saying a final piece, but these I have to get off and I do have a client call here. A final piece is that still, I learned this from my mentor. I'll give her credit for it. Melanie Ann Lair, one of my mentors. I have many mentors, but she's the one who gets credit for this, is to still be grateful for the things that you once desired. How many of us, we dreamed of the car, we dreamed of the husband, we dreamed of our body, we dreamed of your home, you dreamed of graduating school, whatever you dreamed of. How many of us still desire it and love it and appreciate it? So she's really helped me with that is when I get that perfume, I continue to love the perfume. I bought new sheets, like beautiful down sheets and the pillows, the blanket, like all the things, like beautiful. And I waited a while to get them. I was manifesting them. I'm picturing them. I'm seeing them. I'm feeling them in my mind. I'm rehearsing them. And now they just are. It's just neutral. But consistently on my gratitude list, I still write thank you for that. And here's a trick too from another mentor. I'll give her credit, Amanda Francis. She has a journaling trick of Manifestation Babe does this too. They're good. They're all so good. But a journaling trick of write down things you're wanting and say thank you, and write down things you've already experienced and say thank you. Mush and jumble them up, and your brain doesn't know the difference. When I go back to my old gratitude journals, it's insane. I don't know if it was the chicken or the egg, but oftentimes, pretty much anything I write on my manifestation list, it's eventually going to come true as long as it's right for the highest good of all. We don't want to fully always ask for specific people or specific jobs because that might not be the thing that's right for you, but we can say for a job I love, for a relationship I love, not getting so hung up and clinging to the details. That's something I've had to let my higher powers will really take over. But whatever I pretty much write, it's gonna happen. So Amanda Francis's principle is she talks a lot about the version of you who already has that, and then the version of you who has that, like what would they then be desiring? So you're almost like quantum leaping, quantum stepping. For example, if you're single, you want to attract a partner. But if you weren't single, you'd be in a relationship. So if you're in a relationship, you'd be desiring to get engaged, right? So instead of right now just even wanting a partner, you'd be looking on Pinterest, looking at the rings that you would be wanting. Maybe you're in a relationship, you want to be engaged. Maybe now you're looking at wedding venues and you're already writing thank you for them. So those tricks to me are amazing, but journaling for me is the best thing because when I write, my brain creates the image of the thing that I'm writing. And once the brain sees something and it conceives it as real, it can't not manifest and it can't not happen. And then you would go back to the third module of this where you got to let go and shed the skin of all the things that don't match that thing that you're praying for, because that usually is what's holding us up. We're not letting go of the incorrect relationships or old habits and old behaviors. You got to also do your part in that. So, these are my four main key principles to manifesting. It's an honor to give them to you, to bundle them up so that you can go ahead and do with them as you will. My invitation is that you pass around this torch and you share these principles and help lead and guide people to creating and figuring out a way to manifest. At the end of the day, we want to feel alive. We want to feel supported. We want to feel fulfilled. We want freedom. We all have this God-sized hole within us that we're aiming and reaching for. We want to know our truest and most full expression. And so oftentimes we think that comes in the form of a relationship or money, but in reality, those are the byproducts of what happens when we fill that hole and we know how powerful, loved, and supported we are. And to me, there's no greater manifestation than relationships. To me, relationships are everything. And that's what a lot of my work is. So thank you for being here. If you'd like to work together further, check the show notes. You can check my Instagram at Dr.Onalee. I have a few courses, one-to-one, all the things, whatever the case may be, just see what feels right for you. And I would love to support you further if that's where our journey takes us. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll be talking to you soon.